Out of my, out of my experience of observing people, I've realized that most people lack self-love and self-esteem. So first, let's talk about self-love. I know you might think that this topic is irrelevant and I'm wasting my time and your time speaking about it. You might have the thought in the back of your head like, who doesn't love themselves? But stop and ask yourself one question. When was the last time you spoiled yourself? And by spoiled, I don't mean that you bought a designer's bag or a designer's watch. When was the last time you felt happy, pursued your hobby, complimented yourself? You see, we tend to spend most of our time paying attention to other people's emotions and feelings, and we forget ourselves. And most of the time, we tend to search for a friend or a lover. We base our happiness on people rather than ourselves. What you all don't realize is that it all starts with you. You don't need a friend to entertain you or a lover to fill the empty holes inside you. It all starts with you. Give yourself space, get to know yourself more, and distance yourself from people who drain your energy. Most importantly, spoil yourself. Be selfish when it comes to self-love, because who's going to love you if you don't love nor accept yourself? I've been blabbing about how important self-love is, but didn't specifically mention it. You see, when you start to love yourself, the way you view your life changes, and to the point that you set your standards and know your self-worth. Can I call one of the organizers to distribute those flowers? It has a quote about self-love related for memory. Okay, let's find out now. Okay, and now let's talk about self-esteem. Many of us underestimate ourselves and think that we're not capable of pursuing whatever we have in our mind. It's because we drill our minds with the thought that we're not strong nor capable enough. And we expect others to have a higher chance in succeeding more than us. And stop and ask yourself a few questions again. What did you want to do but assumed it'll fail? What drags your confidence down? What makes you think you're not capable of pursuing whatever you have in your mind? Is it because you don't think you have the knowledge required? Or you think you're going to fail? Or it's just because it's you? You know what's bluntly sad and wrong? That it all led to a point that we have to get motivated or inspired in order to believe in ourselves. You don't need a social media post or a motivational documentary to remind you of who you are and have confidence within yourself. It should all come within yourself from your confidence. And now, can I call one of the organizers to distribute the white flowers? It also has quote related to self-esteem for memory. Now let's connect self-love and self-esteem. They both go hand in hand and it all goes in steps. Step 1, you begin to love yourself. Step 2, you know your self-worth. And step 3, you set your standards. Step 4, you train your mind to know the unlimited potential you have within yourself. And step 5, you succeed. And before ending my talk or my speech, I'd like to talk about how our thoughts play a huge role in our lives, and I'd like to use myself as an example, my thoughts as an example, sorry. Whoever knows me or has me on any social media app, Snapchat to be specific, knows that I'm a huge fan of art. I have an interest in art from different fields, from architecture to interior design and to fashion design. A few months ago, no matter how much time I spent painting, sketching, or drawing, I used to never believe in myself. I used to never see my paintings as something different, or people would be amazed from it, or it's going to be hung up somewhere. I used to have this distracting thought in the back of my head that my paintings aren't wow, or it's not going to go somewhere. So as I started to, and then, So I started to realize that whenever I used to criticize myself and pushed myself down, I used to stop producing work for a long period of time. So as a solution, I decided to love myself. And by loving myself, I mean I started to have mercy on my thoughts, motivate myself, and push myself forward. I began watching YouTube videos, learned some tips, tricks, and techniques from few artists, and which led me to getting out of my comfort zone. And I tried painting a portrait of His Highness Sheikh Zayed with my friend Mira. The painting is here, by the way, and our art teacher, Miss Sonia, added a bit of touches. And I painted on a jacket, bookmarks, tried mixed media, and surprisingly it turned out great for the first time, and did a dress out of recycled materials. I realized that when I started to push myself up and motivate myself, a lot of things started to change when I started to love myself. My hands changed. I started to establish business goals related to my interest and passion, and my love for art grew. Okay, and then there's this quote that states, "Love yourself first, and everything else will fall into line." You really have to love yourself to get anything done in this world. And that triggered my inner critic, which showed results through my paintings. As you can see, those were paintings, those were painted, sketched, or drawn with positive mindset and energy, and I used to push myself forward while doing them. And those are the ones I was criticizing myself. And as you can see here, yeah, it worked. Okay, here, I didn't even finish the painting, I threw it. I can point out flaws from those made from my thoughts. And before ending my speech, I'd like to feel a bit proud of myself because it took a lot of courage in me to display my paintings and artwork, because I generally don't do that. And thank you. So as an advice from a speaker to an audience, you're blessed with the opportunity of learning. Get rid of your negative thoughts, get out of your comfort zone, and break your barriers while doing something you like. Thank you.